This is something most people would never do. Show every single flaw in a car that they love. But for me, it doesn't matter. The flaws are there, and I'd rather be honest about them.
Hit the scene and it's all green. On go, we ain't never doing small things. Being fitted for the crown, cause we all kings. If you know you got to shine, let them people know it's time for the show. Hit the scene and it's all green. On go.
I found a buyer who is so passionate about having this thing that I truly, honestly have no doubt that he's gonna take the best care of the project, which makes it so much easier for me to sell it. And he's gonna be documenting the entire process on YouTube. So I guess you'll get to see how much of a piece of shit this thing really is. I'm not trying to brag or whatever, but this thing is a really, really cool car. Super clean. That's just the truth. But it does have a bunch of flaws at the same time. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. It's got so many flaws that it's a little scary making this video. Well, let me show you. Let's start with the fuel system. I ran 6AN braided nylon line all the way from the tank up to here. And the reason I went with the braided is because it was said it was rated for 85, which I haven't had issues with that. I haven't really been running 85 that much in this thing. I've mostly been running 93. But anyways, so I ran the 6AN line and everything was good. And then somewhere down the line, it must have gotten kinked. And well, now under wide open throttle, unless the tank is all the way topped off, it will not get enough fuel. So I have the fix. So what I would do is I would run a new 8AN line all the way from that new pump hanger in the back to the fuel rail right there, and then everything else can stay. The return's fine. The 6AN is fine on that. So that's the number one issue. Second issue is this thing leaks a little bit of oil. The first thing that you should do is this dipstick. They sell those little springs that hold it down because right now if you're getting on it and it's you know, kind of high up in the RPMs and you're building boost, the dipstick just shoots up because of the pressure in there, and then the oil comes out and, well, it gets everything oily. As you can see here, it's just a little filthy there. So I would certainly recommend getting that for the dipstick. We're not done with the exterior, but I did want to show you some stuff inside of here. All right, so in there, I got 4 switches. This one here on the very edge is for the ECU. That one, well, it turns on the ECU. This one turns out on the fuel pump and the sound system, which I really should split up because that's just stupid. This one here does nothing, which I should probably use for the sound system. And this one on the edge here, that does the headlights. So the reason that I have the ECU on a switch is because, well, I was messing with the relay down in the center console, down like this way. And what that relay does is when you turn the ignition on, That sends a signal to the ECU, and the ECU then sends a signal back to that relay down there, and then that relay sends the actual power signal back to the ECU. So that's how they turn on the ECU. Now, I don't remember why I was in there, but I was messing with something, and I ended up sparking that signal, that little signal wire from the ECU that turns that relay on. I ended up sparking it to the body, burned out that pin in the ECU. And this sounds bad, but it's really not that bad. If you send it out to like ECM Link, I think it's like under $100 to get that fixed. And I did that. I sent it out. I had it fixed, and then as soon as I put it back in, first thing I did, I sparked those wires again. And after that, I said, nah, I'm over it. I just ran a switch, and that's it. But you know, it would be cool if it worked and you didn't have the stupid switch for the ECU. Anyways, that's that. Moving on to the front bumper. It must have folded here at some point. Must have got pushed up, folded here, and this whole section of paint chipped off, so I just touched it up. Obviously it's not, you know, doesn't look great, but that's been like that for years now. There's a couple of chips here, there and there. There's a little thing here from when I was loading it onto the trailer. This got snagged and got pushed back a little. But the cool thing is, this is an OEM badge and it's super nice and fresh. This there's a clip here that slides into this molding, and at some point, I think I snagged this on the trailer when I was loading it up to go to the shootout, and this molding came out of the clip, so now it's sitting on top of it. That's what's pushing it away. I'm gonna put that back on. I think I was planning on swapping those tail lights out. That's why I pulled it off, but this is gonna just get installed back in. These I think have to get put in as well, which I'll do that. This here is the main power switch for the car. So it does have a parasitic draw somewhere that just kills the battery if it sits for like, I don't know, 3 to 4 days. So I just put the switch in there and I just run that. Here, this piece, as you can see, kind of right there. This is actually a piece of wrap. Whenever I painted it, I didn't hit that edge well enough with the paint, so you could see a little bit of sealer coming through. So I just had my buddy wrap that little edge piece there. I think that's really the only spot on the car. Now, moving on. I got this bar in the back here, which is pointless and does nothing. It's not bolted in. These bars down here are not actually bolted in down there, so I would recommend either bolting them up or just pulling this bar out and throwing it in the garbage. Your call. This little fender, it's got a scratch here. That's from when I had the stupid spacers on the hood that pushed it up. The hood ended up hitting here, and it did the same thing on both sides. So there's little scratches that I touched up, just like that. This catch can is stupid. It's just a cheap eBay garbage one. I would not have chosen it anymore if I was doing this these days, but you know, it is what it is. The one thing that I really hate is that ding right there. I've been meaning to touch that part up for, well, probably like 5 years now, but I just never got around to finding the correct paint to try to match it as best as I can. But it is what it is. Like I said, it's a clean car other than that. The rockers on the bottom, they're a little bent up from people jacking it up, but they're not rusty. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little scratch like right here on the driver's side mirror, which you might be able to buff You might be able to buff most of this out actually, but it's there. The window tint is garbage. It came essentially like this when I got it, and I just never did anything with it. This one I tried to peel because I was like, I'm gonna retint it, and I started peeling this glass, and I'm like, screw that, and I just never did anything with it. The Euro taillights, the wiring needs to be switched on them. It needs to be modified for the Euro taillights, because right now it just lights up like a USDM Eclipse. The back bumper is actually missing the rebar. So I was actually missing that rebar when I was putting this thing together, and then I ended up finding one, so I have it. I have the bar, I have the filler for it. I just never got around to taking that bumper back off and just putting it in. I think there's something wrong with the sunroof. It works, it moves, it slides up, it goes back, and when it's like closed or all the way open, it's fine, but when it's in the middle, it kind of, you can kind of move it more than I would expect you to be able to. I do have another whole assembly that obviously I'll give to the buyer. These wheels are not going with the car. These are the original wheels off of my GTO, which if they were any other wheels, they'd go with the damn car, but since they are original to this thing, I'm gonna put these bronze wheels back on it. That might be it. Door handle's obviously broken. The car is also missing the fender liners, which I do believe that I bought brand new way back when I first got the car. And if I find them, they're all yours, dude. The carpet, I spray painted it when I was first building the car, and well, it doesn't look bad, but it also, you could see the gray coming through. So just another thing that I want you to know. This little cover covers that, where the mounting stuff is for the mirror on the interior, and that thing is cracked. I may or may not have a new one. I know I have some, but I'm not sure which side it is. So again, you can have all of them, I don't care. Obviously, it leaks oil. This is probably because, well, every time I would take it apart to try to fix the oil leak, I would use this Right Stuff RTV, which since then I've learned is junk. So I was actually going to open it up one more time and reseal it with AC Delco OEM GM RTV, but just never got around to it. The idle air control valve is, well, I deleted it because I'm an idiot. And the car idles fine. It runs fine. It doesn't have too many issues with stalling. I don't recall ever really having issues with it stalling. The only thing is, it will stall in the first like 3 minutes of a cold start. This thing chops and it sounds amazing. I love it. There's an issue with the starter. So this starter that's in it now is an AutoZone, I believe, remanufactured unit, and this thing starts the car every couple of clicks. I bought a brand new quality starter to put in it, just never got around to it. That starter has been in the car for probably 3 years, and it's just been doing that ever since I put it in, and so I'm like, not that big of a deal. The battery right now is underneath that wood piece in the trunk, and it is just strapped down with a strap. Ideally, I would probably put a battery box in it. And also I would wrap that wood piece with some sort of suede or something, just to kind of make it look more like a trunk. The fuel gauge does not work. I believe that this is just from a crappy fuel level sensor. I have both of the hangers. I know that I can't be the only one. I'm sure that there's other improvisers out there. Let me know what the craziest thing that you have running on a switch in your car is down in the comments below. 5, 4,
The DSM is back!
There's a ding on the quarter panel, which you can't really see unless you know it's there. On the passenger window, it needs the adjusters, or it needs the guides inspected, replaced, adjusted, something. I do have like probably 2 to 3 spare doors with everything in them, so I'll give you all the parts that you should need, I think. So this is what my Eclipse really looks like in person every day. This is what it looks like. The closest thing that I've ever seen to a car looking the way it does on Instagram, on the internet, actually looking that way in real life all the time, is my buddy Ray. He's got a Honda S2000.
Why'd you fucking keep going?
This has to be probably the only car that I've ever seen so clean for so long, without a single flaw. Anyways, I'll share the buyer's information as soon as I get the green light to actually do so, and you guys can follow along with the transformation of this car from my project to his. Let's just put it that way. He is going to take it from where it is now to the freaking roof. And I would recommend taking this thing to a shop that knows DSMs and just have them look over it. I don't think that there's anything wrong with it. If I thought there was something wrong with it, I'd tell you. But just for peace of mind, I haven't really done any work on this thing in probably like 3 to 4 years. As far as engine is concerned, I've just done oil changes, just basic maintenance. So I would just take it to a shop, have them check it out, inspect it, and just give you the green light that, yep, this thing is good to go. That's what I would do. Anyways, I'm Taras. This is Objective Garage, where we wrench with heart, speak the truth, and always keep it real. Thank you so much for watching. Hey man, it's your call. This is what it is. Let me know if you still want it. Not really too worried about it. Either way, it'll be fine. If I keep it, I gotta fix all these little issues. If you could do me a favor, if you're enjoying the content, please hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to hit 500 subs before the end of October. And, well, I'm at 100 right now. So, we'll see how that goes. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it. You guys are great. See you later.